What's that?
Do you have a highlight of your summer?
My summer, I didn't really do much. We went down to the beach and then we just hung out on Lake Kiowee. That was a blast. I did play in a golf tournament with a bunch of my buddies, my boys. My little team won it. My 3-person scramble team. We won that. That's about it. Just hung out and enjoyed time on. Oh, well, that wasn't summer. That was March. So my son got married in March. Is that summer? That's not summer. Spring, right? Yeah. So he got married in March. Probably the highlight of my summer I didn't actually get to be a part of because I did go to South Africa. May is summer. Yeah, May is summer. That counts. So I went to South Africa, and that was amazing. You know, a trip that went with about 30 Clemson people. And I think there was like 3 or 4 former player guys on the trip, and that was amazing. You know, I mean, we were about as off the grid as you can be. It was crazy being in that environment in the bush, and you know, if a game drive at 5:30, another one at 3:30, and just seeing those animals in that environment, it was fascinating. Plane ride was really long, but other than that, that was an unbelievable experience. But probably the highlight of my summer was Tim Beret getting married. It's probably the highlight of my summer for sure. And you know, we just didn't coordinate the calendars properly. I was in South Africa or wherever I was.
You was playing farther ahead than I did.
Yeah.
You gotta know what your favorite animal was on the trip.
Oh man, the lion for sure was just fascinating. The lion and the lioness.
They didn't have tigers, right?
There's no tigers. There's no tigers in that part of. We were in. We went to Cape Town for like 2 days, and then we were in Durban for like a day and a half, and then we went into the bush for like 4.5 days, and that was. I mean, there's no TVs. You know. I mean, we couldn't get to our room one time because there was an elephant just standing in front of our door. That was a problem. You didn't leave your room. You had to, like, somebody had to escort you because you. I mean, it was wild. But the lion was just. It was amazing to see this, you know, and it was just, you know, stars. I mean, just complete nothing. You know, it was pretty fascinating, and the people there were amazing. You know, some really just genuine and super nice people. It was awesome.
You seem like the kind of guy that has a great perspective on things, but like, does that even widen it? Like, do you walk away from something like that?
Sure. I mean, I'd never really been out of the country until our 25th wedding anniversary. Oh, that's another thing. I had my 29th anniversary. I should mention that. Great moment this summer. Definitely the highlight of the summer. Sure you get that. Yeah, but I'd never really been out of the country other than like, you know, Nassau or something. And we went to Italy, our 25th anniversary, and that was a huge perspective change for me. You know, I just it was fascinating to me to see Rome and see, you know, Florence. That's when I learned my name was in the Vatican. Yeah, I mean, to go over and you meet all these people who've never been to America, you know, and to just kind of see that way of life over there, and to see this, you know, it's a beautiful country, to see where the Atlantic and the Indian Ocean come together, to see the mountains of Cape Town, but to go into the bush and just to be with these people and these rangers, like, this is what they do and how they track things, and, you know, I mean, it just is crazy. Like, we're really doing this. Like, we're just, you know, it's not like we were at, you know, Busch Gardens going through the safari ride down there. I mean, these are like real animals, and there's giraffes and, you know, just elephants, and just to be in there, and then to be out at night and under the stars and to see the Southern Cross, you know. Another weird experience, you know, you go when you're down there, you're below the equator, so you go north to get warmer, you go south to get colder. Like Cape Town, I mean, next stop is, you know, Antarctica. So it was an amazing experience from a perspective standpoint. And then when you meet a lot of people, I got to meet a lot of people over there. And it's interesting to get their perspective of America or their way of life or whatever. So you definitely get impacted by that. But it was a new continent, something I didn't think I'd ever do in my life. So it was a long way from Pelham, Alabama. I'll tell you that. I will say this though, it's a crazy. We can't be further off the grid. And we're in these little Jeeps. They're like, you got the guy with a gun and you got like two people. And everybody's in these little Jeeps. And our group, there was 30 of us, so we pretty much had our own little camp. And you didn't really see anybody. And I said, so, and I guess they talked to each other or something, the Rangers. And so somebody saw a leopard. And and that's the other thing. There's some trails, but most of the time we ran over trees, and it was crazy. These Land Rovers they'll climb a tree. These things were powerful. But we go and we find them. We could pull up, and there's a little Jeep, and I'm like, that wasn't in our group. It was somebody from some other camp nearby or something. And so you obviously don't know who they are. You think everybody over there is kind of a foreigner, and we pull up around them, and they're all sitting there, and everybody's quiet because they're parked looking at the leopard, and we're trying to come around our guy to pull up beside them, and as they, we come around, and they're kind of like this, and they're kind of like that, and we pull around them, and just kind of wave at him. We're looking at the leopard there, and just kind of look back at the guy, and just kind of wave, and he goes, and he's like, "Hey, Coach, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Who are you, and where are you from?" And it was a guy from Decatur, Alabama. Of all people, apparently we were in school together at Alabama at the exact same time, and I'm just like, he was there with his family, and I'm just like, this is when you think you're in this big planet. Here's a guy from Decatur, Alabama. Went to the same school at the same time. That was pretty cool.